think it worked. Hello, everybody. We'll see how this lasts. The stickum on the bottom of my camera holder pooped out because of the heat recently, which is one of the problems I had. So then I went and I bought a much more intense camera holder. It's too intense. It sticks to the window or to the side of your car, and you strap your camera to it and it point at whatever you're filming. I'll keep it because, you know, maybe I'll figure it out, and we'll see. I don't know if I just slammed the old worn out Stickum guy onto the dashboard again, and crossing my fingers this worked. So we will see. It's Wednesday. Normally we do the drive-in chat on Tuesday, but my client had to call off for a day. Just fine. I can be flexible. But one of the things I was thinking about is how much I like swearing. I like the F word a lot. It's a good word. And it doesn't bother me when I hear people using it. Yeah, swearing doesn't bother me. What bothers me is name calling. I don't like name calling. I think that's a different thing. But I was thinking about this, and then last night I watched Brett Goldstein's stand-up special, and he talks about the C word and why he doesn't understand why Americans don't like that word. And I agree with him. As an owner-operator, I think they're fantastic. I like mine, and it's served me well over the years. So yes, he's hit. So this is a weird sideways review of the Brett Goldstein stand-up special. Yes, I vote yes. And if he doesn't do a show with him and weird Muppet adjacent puppets, I think I might be sad, because he's got some weird ass puppets that he's invented. I'm very interested to know what the hot dogs have to say about life. I hope you're doing good. I hope you're having a good day, that spring has sprung wherever you are, that you're enjoying the shift in weather. Right now it's perfect. In a couple of weeks it's going to be so hot I won't be able to think. But right now it's warm enough without being uncomfortable, and I hope it stays that way for a little while. We definitely are in the May gray area. It's now 3 o'clock, and I think the sun has been out for maybe an hour. Other than that, it's marine layer all morning, and it's so depressing. It's so depressing just to wake up and have this weird, is it going to rain today feeling, and then it doesn't rain because it's just marine layer. It's not rain in the sky. My voice is a little I'm sorry about that. That's all. It's just the way things are today. I don't know about you guys, but yesterday was a weird day for me. It started weird and it stayed weird, but I addressed it by assuming, instead of getting stressed out and freaked out by some of those circumstances, like suddenly there was $1,000 missing from my bank account, which is a horrible shock. Well, it turns out I have a client who has added security steps on his account where he has to approve whatever checks hit his bank account before they get paid. And he missed the cutoff. And so the bank said, well, then we're taking that money back. The good news is I know he's good for it and they were able to fix it. But, you know, I've worked really hard on chilling out my mindset around this stuff. And it all resolved very quickly and very easily. But, you know, old Laura, I would have fretted and fretted and fretted and put myself through a ringer. Oh, sorry. The yawn was good. Yawn means I'm releasing. So apparently I've released some stress around money, which is a long time coming, kids. Let me tell you. So I went back to my script about the woman who's in sports, and it's in the 40s and the 50s, and I was going to put the Tupperware party in and what have you, and I haven't gotten there yet. I'm going to, but I'm not sure I'm serving the story well right now, because the bits that I put in were so, I judge it to be corny, what I put in. I don't like it. I don't like it. I turned my pages into my friend, whoa buddy, to see everybody's driving like a a-hole. I turned it in to see what he's going to say. The same thing I'm thinking, which is this is a pretty off-the-shelf, mundane scene, and it might be repetitive from an earlier scene. And yeah. So all that to say, I need to step back and reconceptualize my approach to this story, for sure. And it's not going to be a quick win. Excuse me. And I would like a quick win. So I am also thinking about what's an idea that I could write more quickly. You know, that I don't feel so much pressure to get it right. You know, this one that I've been working on about the sports person is it's based on a real person, a real figure. So I want to get it right. You know, I don't want to just write what I want to write because it suits me. I have a friend, and her late husband was pretty influential in the entertainment world, and he passed away from cancer. And recently somebody approached her about doing a documentary about his life, and their pitch included a completely fictionalized scene of how his death went down. Like, how profoundly disrespectful. Let's start with the day your husband died, and let's write it so that it seems like something out of General Hospital, not out of your real life. And any of you who've lost somebody, especially if you were with them when they passed, it's an incredibly intimate experience. And to just have people yelling for crash carts and stuff, that's not the way he passed away. I don't think he passed away in the hospital. We haven't discussed it, but it was not the medical frou-frou that this guy pitched. And when she turned him down, he said, nobody else is going to want to make this movie. How rude. How rude. You know, it's just so inappropriate. You know, he may be dead, but she still loves him. You know, she's moved on with her life, and has raised their kids and what have you. But just because somebody's gone doesn't mean you can be rude like that. It was just so shocking. And I don't want to do the memory of this sports person. I don't want to do the memory of her dirty. But she was real, which is why I'm being vague with you guys about who it is. Because I'm working on it. Meanwhile, I may just pick a summertime project. Watch out, bro. Pick a summertime project that I can, get done by Labor Day. I've got a couple of things I'm tossing around. Some of them are more complicated than others. I just got to figure out what that is. Or do I just stick to my guns and just suck it up, buttercup, and work on this screenplay? I don't know. I'm a little stuck, as you can tell. But meanwhile, the work I'm doing on the shorts, the writing of the shorts, is going really well. And I've got a short horror piece I need to share with my neighbors. And I had another very goofy idea I ran by my neighbor who's fairly hunky, because it stars a fairly hunky person. And I said to him, "Do you mind being objectified?" And he's like, "No." And I'm very grateful for that, because I would mind. It would bother me to be objectified, but that's why we're all different people. We have different needs and stuff. I don't really have a lot more to say. You guys have missed all the camera conundrum with the holder. Yeah, I did start videoing with that monstrosity, and it grabbed every shake and every shimmy. You would have to take a motion sickness pill before you watched the video. When I need to videotape an earthquake, that's what I will use. But until then, no, I gotta figure out a better system, because I think it might be a more effective holder. It'll certainly hold up to the heat better, but I don't know. I'm just making it up as I go along. I don't know if I told you this, I did download an editing program to my computer. The new problem is, how do I get the videos off my phone onto my computer? I was using CapCut on my phone. I did not know the CapCut was part of the whole TikTok fiasco. So that was a whole thing. And I paid for it. I paid for the year. I could have just done it free. It was so easy to use. I thought, yeah, I'll add all these stupid features that I've probably never used. And now it's like, do I really want to keep using something that is potentially not bueno? I don't know. So it was easy before, but the other problem with the CapCut and the YouTube Studio was it took so much memory on my phone. It just ate up all the memory. So I've got YouTube Studio back on my phone for the moment. It's not gobbling up hordes of data at the moment. So I'm migrating slowly but surely. I'm having a lot of fun doing this. Every time I get a like or a subscriber, I get so thrilled. I watched some video where they were looking for a killer, and the killer is probably allegedly a plastic surgeon who has been posting videos, and he's so excited. He gets 4,000 followers, and he's so excited, and he's going to throw a party when he hits 5,000 followers, and blah blah blah. Listen, kids, I have 19 followers. I am so excited. I'm so happy, but I'm not throwing parties. I'm not doing it. That's not the reason that I'm doing this. I'm doing it because I want to have some fun. I want to connect with people. I want to share my experiences, and that's all. I don't want to tell you about anything remotely plastic surgery-ish or judgy-wudgy, you know. I am not going to weigh in on Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively. Although I will tell you, I'm going to weigh in. I don't think her stuff is passing the sniff test. And I'm very disappointed in the New York Times reporter who also did the Harvey Weinstein thing. I think she's undermined her own work. I will be more invested in Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni when Ronan Farrow comes out with his tell-all. He does his homework. So Viva Ronan, everybody else can just chill the hell out. You're not doing anybody any kind of service with some of the nonsense that you're doing. So I am learning a lot about the law, though. I do like those two lawyers talking, and there's another guy called Legal Eagle. Although Legal Eagle guy does not just cover the Baldoni Lively situation. He does look at other things and makes it very clear. So it was not anything I was naturally drawn to, but so many of my clients are attorneys that it's not unusual that I hear about the cases that they're working on and what the little nuances are. So all those documents, all those laws, all those words are important. You know, what you put in those documents, all those words have a weight and a meaning. And the only other profession I can think of that puts words at the forefront like that is writing. So yes, I'm very interested. When I was in college, my major was religion, and not because I'm religious, but because I wanted to get a degree in something that would hold my attention. I applied for USC Film School multiple times, but I thought, if I'm paying for this, I'm not paying for film school or undecided. It was film school or something. And my family has this belief that you never wind up doing what you get your degree in anyway. Very few of us do whatever it is. You know, I mean, how many of your friends got a degree in philosophy? Which a religion degree is a degree in philosophy. I just didn't want to take metaphysics and rhetoric. I did not want to argue why that chair is there. I was not interested in those kinds of discussions. That was so not interesting to me. That's right, buddy. Just park in the middle of the street and put on your hazards. Because why? Because you're a parent and you're picking up your child from school and you can't be bothered to get a proper parking spot. Meanwhile, half a block down, there's all these empty parking spots. You know, I get it. You need to protect your kid. But really. Anyway, so I wound up getting a religion major, and at the end of the day, after all of my work, my professor said that I had a talent for text criticism, and that if I was going to do graduate work, that would probably be... I had no intention of doing graduate work. And he's telling me you're going to have to learn ancient Greek. Okay. I loved that professor, though. He was great. But the words that you use are so important. So important. So an example of text criticism would be when God says, I am a jealous God. Just from that sentence alone, he's saying that there's other gods. That you can choose to worship somebody else. If you're really the one God, then what do you have to be jealous of? Words are important. Words are important. So that's kind of how I get sucked into the nuance of legal stuff. Is what are you really saying here? Look, I'm almost home and I'm going to take a nap. I'm a little pooped. What is all the honking? Well, it's not at me, so they can just F off. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for hanging out with me. I hope you could deal with my blasphemy. I know God can deal with my blasphemy because God's bigger than me and bigger than all of us. So it's all going to be okay. He knew who I was when he stuck me here. He's not surprised. Maybe a little surprised. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy my day as a little heathen and relax. Maybe have a cup of tea. And I hope you have a good time too, wherever you are, wherever you're living in this planet. Yeah. Take care of yourself. Ooh, what is that thing in the road? Take care of yourself. Be kind to strangers. Be kind to yourself. That's all. That's all.